There we go. All right, everyone. Welcome back. Day number 2. Gonna do all we can to try and get this garden back up and running again. Got quite a few weeds. Still wasn't able to get back out here at the end of the last growing season. Storms came in on us fast. Got quite a mess out here, but I'm going to change this into a nice place. We're going to grow a lot of vegetables in this space. What we're actually seeing here is the cleanup process. As you can see, quite a mess. I have weeds growing up between all the beds. And once I get the beds cleaned out, I'm gonna hook up my torch and try and flash it out of there. I got my long stem grass, it's still gotta come out. A few things left, a little bit of Swiss chard, a few collard green plants, some Russian kale. And I've got cabbage, flat leaf cabbage, 45-day cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and more collard greens. The cold weather vegetables, that's what I got to come in next. So, garden season begins again. As I'm cutting it, I realize that these stalks actually have green inside them. I think it may be in my best interest to leave these stalks till we see how it's going to grow. I always thought that it would grow right out of the ball, a whole new batch, but it doesn't look so. In either case, we'll pick back up with this here later once I get things cleaned up a bit. This is our first full day back in the garden, and since the beds are cleaned up, got most of the weed out of the centers, I give you guys a look at what we got accomplished for today. Tomorrow's a new day. We can continue to square foot garden. So we got to string out the beds and string out the zones. And let's take a look at the beds. All right, everyone. Here we are. 4 days work. The beds have been weeded. The walkways have been weeded also. I've laid down the drip line or my irrigation just to get the beds watered in. And we do have a few little things actually growing in there. Got a few collards I planted late last summer. That's these here. And over here, some Swiss chard. You see, got a little bit beat up from the storms. You know what? Maybe I need to walk a little bit closer with that. I guess this would essentially be a garden tour, but this here is a little bit of Swiss chard that I had from last season, and Swiss chard, it kind of stays. If I'd only planted more, then we could have harvested and had some with a few meals. Last year, I had this bed planted with corn, and I'm gonna plant it out again, but I think I like to have just a few other things in there. I mean, overall, managed to get most of the weeds out, and I've not flamed it yet. I'm gonna flame it tomorrow. I want to get it watered in today so that when I flame the weeds out of these paths, I don't stand it, it's gonna be safer. So I watered it down today, and I'll flame it tomorrow to get rid of the weeds in the paths. And all the beds are pretty clean. I'm surprised. For the first year, I actually grew Russian kale. And this I planted at the beginning of last season. And it's overwintered. And just like the collards, I should have planted more. And this year, I will. These are also some collards I planted late last season. Didn't do very well, but now they seem to be coming along a little well. I mean, they look healthy. And as you can see here, I'm gonna flame this path tomorrow. My grandson's dump truck, his Tonka. Come on. Everybody had a Tonka, right? He's always out here with me. You'll see him a lot. But don't those little collard greens look well? And again, that Russian kale, it turned purple when it got really, really cold in the last couple of storms. As you can see, I mean, it looks nice. If I had a little bit more, maybe I would harvest them, but maybe we can take that and some of the Swiss chard we have up top, and maybe we can make a meal out of that. Still got to clean the lemon trees. That'll happen tomorrow. Start cutting on my tall grass, but as I cut towards the bottom, I realized that some of it actually had greenery within it. So I think I'm going to leave it and just let it do its thing once it warms up. I've been out here all day. Now this plant put out here to do its thing. Whether it makes it or not, and tomorrow I'm gonna dump that pot and then see if there's actually a bulb still alive down there. If it is, we'll grow it back out. If it's not, then it's gonna get replaced, because I do have grapes and everything else, and this year I'm gonna start grapes in pots. Now this is my Meyer lemon tree. I know my shovel's in the way, but it's my Meyer. Now believe it or not, this tree's a mess, but about 3 years ago it snowed, and this one and this one here, which is my pink lemon, were left outside and the root balls froze, and I nursed them back to health. And I think I'm on my 3rd year with them, maybe my 4th. And I got one lemon off of here, and they were full of blooms, both of them. But they were on the other side of the house, and they both got beat up very, very badly by the wind. And all the blooms got blown off. So I moved them around here. I'm gonna trim them up maybe tomorrow. As you can see, I mean, really, that's a mess. But I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. And this is the start of this garden season, and we'll continue tomorrow.